Welcome to another episode of the Bethesda Brothers Podcast. I am the KingFanMan, joined as always with my partner in crime, Joey Caps Gaming, or as I call him, Brother Joe. How you doing, Brother Joe?
King, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great as well. Glad to be back on with you. I love our podcast together. And today, got something kind of neat to do. Normally, we're just talking about something we want to, but I saw an article that came out yesterday, according to when you're watching this podcast, that I just have to respond to. You know, What Culture? They put out an article about Bethesda, and it is called The 10 Things No One Wants to Admit About Bethesda RPGs. And they're kind of slamming Bethesda games. Now, some of these you may agree with, some of them you may not. I thought it would be kind of fun for me and you to go through these 10 things that they talk about and see which ones we agree with, see which ones we don't. And I also want everyone listening to do the same and comment down below what y'all think as well. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the 10 things that no one wants to admit about Bethesda RPGs. And this is pretty relevant, especially with how Starfield turned out, I guess. So number 10, we're going to start with number 10, going backwards. The main quest lines aren't that good, according to whatculture.com anyway. The main quest lines aren't that good, and they say, I don't agree with that, but they do say within that little section of the article that the best parts of Bethesda RPGs are found in side quests. Now, I do agree with that, because some of the best parts of Bethesda games are the side quests. In Starfield, the Vanguard, one of the best quest lines that there is, and it's a side quest. It's not the main quest line. The Dark Brotherhood from Oblivion. I mean, some of the best quest lines that you find in Bethesda are definitely the side quests, so I would agree with that.
You would agree that the main quest lines aren't that good?
No, I would agree that the side quests are better. The writing in the side quests are better. What do you think?
So, the side quests are really great.
Starfield's main quest line was a little weak.
Yeah, I liked it. I
liked it, but it was a little weak for a main quest line.
Yeah, so many people say that. I just have a different opinion on that. I liked Starfield's. I liked Skyrim's.
I was about to say, let's quickly go through. I liked Skyrim's. I liked Fallout 4's. Fallout 4's people griped about. I loved the main quest line in Fallout 4. I thought the twist
was a really good one.
Sean was good.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Fallout 3, I thought Fallout 3 was good, even though it was kind of simple. I thought with Liberty Prime at the end was great.
Yeah. Yep. I thought Fallout 3's was awesome. You know, I remember leaving the vault, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to find my dad."
Yeah.
And then just learning the secrets behind everything, and like, you know, that you actually weren't born and raised in the vault, and that was kind of cool. So I really enjoyed Fallout 3's.
But would you admit some of the stronger writing does tend to go to some of the side quest lines?
Yeah. But you know, with what this is saying though, is the main quest lines aren't that good, and
I do not agree with that.
I disagree with that. Like you could have on a sports team good players all around, but some won't be as good as the others. So maybe the main quest line isn't as good as some of the side quests. Yeah. But to say that the main ones aren't that good, I just wholeheartedly I disagree with that.
But Joe,
I love the Oblivions too, by the way.
I loved the setup for Starfield's main quest line. The ending just kind of left it flat. I'm not going to give spoilers if you hadn't played it, but there are so many ways that they could have gone with the Starborn to make it so much more interesting.
Absolutely.
So
you want it more.
They could have gone deeper with the Starborn. Okay, number 9. Far too many fetch quests. I'm going to put a big old check mark on that one. I agree with that one 5,000%. I think that's in any RPG though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's the thing is, I feel like with these games, they just they they try to expand the experience as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And so they a lot of these are like, a filler quest. And doesn't mean they're bad, but yes, there are far too many. I do agree.
One thing they said in that part of the article is through the years, Bethesda stuck to the same formula, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the sad part is most Radiant quests, and that's the quests that keep the game alive,
Yeah,
tend to
yeah.
be fetch quests, and I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
Number 8, I agree with. I'm gonna put a big old check mark on this one too. You might disagree with this one. The combat isn't that great. I agree with that.
Um,
Especially the melee. Oh my word. Think of
yeah,
melee in Skyrim. And
I
really,
know.
it
No,
hasn't
I know.
changed through the years.
I know. No, it really hasn't. The gun gameplay has changed
It
in
has.
Fallout though.
It
It's
has.
it's 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 improved
They,
tremendously.
they had
But
to they had to go outside of Bethesda Game Studios to get it better,
yeah,
but yeah.
and I think they're going to have to do that again. And I think you could really take advantage of uh Activision being in house now
Yeah.
for Microsoft.
Do
I
you
think you could take advantage of
do
that.
you
But
think they need to go like full like a Batman game when it comes to
no,
combat where I mean you've got
no.
all kinds of spin moves and
Yeah, no, I would hate that. No. No,
what should they
I
do
don't
with the
think
Elder
so.
Scrolls when it comes to combat? How much do they need to tweak it? They've got to change it
I
where
know.
you just punch a button and you whack them. I mean it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into that.
They
I
they at
just
least got to make some dodge and weaves and ducks and I mean
yeah,
something.
yeah, more, more options. Yeah, especially Elder Scrolls.
Make you
Especially when especially Skyrim, in Skyrim when you're going to fight a giant and you know, you can't do rolls or
yeah,
dodge and you can't do any of that,
they
you
need to.
know.
Well, and it kind of breaks immersion too when you don't feel like you have control of your character.
Yeah, so I guess for Elder Scrolls, more total control, and even Fallout.
Yeah,
But there's a mod in Fallout 4 where your character can slide and shoot at the same time.
yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. Now they did
That should
make
be in the game.
the sliding thing in Starfield, which I like, but they need to
Yeah,
have more combat in with that.
yeah. I agree.
And if modders can do it, Bethesda should be able to do it.
Yeah.
Number 7, still
So
too many
I agree.
bugs. And I disagree with this a little bit because Starfield, and y'all may disagree with this, y'all please tell me. I have not had the bugs in Starfield at all.
Mm.
I think they solved the bugs. In fact, I think they deleted too much content to keep the bugs out of Starfield.
Yeah.
Joe, I think that's part of Starfield's problem. I think they
The,
deleted a lot of content to keep bugs out.
I have an issue, King. I actually have an issue with
Hmm.
this, and I think I agree with this. I'm doing right now in
You
Starfield
agree with me or agree with this?
with this,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why.
Oh, I'm gonna put a check
I'm
mark and an X. Then we're
I'm
disagreeing here.
I'm currently in a quest line, the Ryujin one, right?
Oh, I love that quest line.
I was enjoying it too until they made it impossible for me to progress.
A bug.
It's like it's telling me to go somewhere, and I'm going to that place, but no one's showing up.
Oh no.
And I Googled it. And it was like, and a lot of other people have this issue, and it's just you can't do anything about it. If you're on your PC, you could go into like the console, hit the tilde key, do that sort of
So
thing.
it's a quest line breaking bug. Wow.
Yes, yes. So that's a big one. And it upsets me because I really wanted to see it through. And
Yeah.
it actually had me stop playing Starfield altogether. So really sad because
Whoa.
I was enjoying it. But yeah, because I started a new playfield in Starfield. I was having fun. I was enjoying it. I started that quest line, and all of a sudden it was just like, nope, can't
Wow.
continue this. So I'm like, okay, all
And you
right,
know
I'm
that
I'm, I'm done for now.
that goes back to me to number 10. Ryujin is another great quest line. That's one of the side quest lines. It's great. Vanguard and Ryujin, two great quest lines in Starfield that I think are better than the main quest line. All right, number 6. Their DLCs are mostly terrible.
Oof, that's a really hard disagree. I think you're really hopping on the bandwagon of Starfield here if you're saying that.
They
I
they
just
they give two exceptions. They say the Shivering Isles and the Pit in Fallout 3. I think there's other.
Oh my gosh,
We're
Fallout 3, I enjoyed like every single one.
I was about to say we're going to have to give some others if we disagree with this, which I do. I'm gonna put a X that I disagree with it, but we're gonna have to name some. I'll tell you when I liked Automatron in Fallout 4. It was little, but I loved it because you've got all the robot companions, the amount that you got to customize those robots. I mean, was
Yeah.
insane. I
The
loved it.
Mechanist, the
The
Mechanist
doing the Mechanist quest line, it was great.
made its return,
I
Yeah,
loved
that
it.
was cool.
I loved it.
Oh, that was awesome. I loved Far Harbor. That was really great. Nuka
Oh,
World, that was a lot of fun.
Far Harbor, one of the best ones ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nuka World was great. So Fallout 4 DLCs were really good.
yeah, they were good.
Honestly, if you if you want to talk about 76, Wastelanders is arguably the best one ever
Yeah,
because it saved the game, if you will. It did, and it
yeah.
it brought a new
What
surge of popularity.
what about
So,
Skyrim's
I
DLCs?
love Dawn Guard. Dawn Guard was a bunch of fun. I really enjoyed that one. That one I had a lot of fun with. Um
I like Dragonborn too. I like the quest
I
line in it
I
anyway.
honestly, King, I didn't complete that. I still have to complete that. That's the only thing in Skyrim I need to do.
Do it. It's good.
Yeah, I
It's
have to
good.
complete it.
All
But
right.
I want to start a new character. But yeah, but King, Fallout 3, Mothership Zeta,
Oh,
Lookout,
Mothership Zeta. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Broken Steel was solid. So
We
it's come on.
we hard disagree with this one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, 1,000%.
Okay, number 5. The stealth is outdated. And I love what they say within this article. Stealth remains crouching, and it says hidden. And of course,
That's
my
funny.
son says I crouch everywhere where I go in a Bethesda game.
That's so. What do you think about this, King?
For the most part, I agree. But now, in Fallout, you've got special armor that can make you camouflage. So they've done that.
Hmm.
In Starfield, there's traits as well that can make you camouflage. So I think there's things that they're doing that's different. That's not just the crouching.
Yeah, I think the sneak in 76, I do enjoy it.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, I like taking my instigating bow,
yeah,
right, and just crouching down and headshotting.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
other than the camouflage, what else do they want in something like this? I disagree with this. I think it's
yeah, and in 76 too, that they give you a lot of perks
perks
where
and
you
options
can
with your
sneak.
armor and
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Okay,
I disagree.
number 4,
Hmm.
building. And I disagree with this right off the bat, but I understand what they're saying. Building isn't worth the effort.
Now I don't even know what that means.
Well,
what is that? What do you mean it's
okay,
not worth the effort?
I understand this fully, and I'm going to give two examples. Number one, in Fallout 4, you build, you build, you build. It really doesn't do anything for the flow of the game or the consequences of the game. It really doesn't. I mean, you can make all the what are they called? The lines, the where the Brahmin go here and there and all that.
Okay. Yes. Uh-huh.
What does it do? You get supplies from here and there, and
Yeah. No.
you
You
get
can.
all
It.
kinds of
It.
followers, and you get more caps, yeah. But does it really do much for the end of the game? No. Starfield building, does it do much? Now, in
I mean.
Starfield, you can build your spaceship and you can build your outposts.
Yeah.
Does it do much for the flow of the game? No. But this is what I would say in turn. And by the way, building in Starfield, other than ships, stinks, in my opinion. I hate
Yeah.
the building
Yeah.
in Starfield.
Yeah.
I just don't do it. And I love building in Fallout 76. I love it in Fallout 4. But
Hmm.
building is not for, and they should, by the way. So I kind of agree with this and kind of disagree with this. Building is really, as Todd Howard says, it's a game within a game. It's really not for the flow of the game. It's something you can do to waste time in the game. It's something you can do just for fun inside the game. Now, I wish they would make it more a part of the game, make it more consequential. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I do. But so they're not forcing you though to do it, which is cool.
Exactly.
I do like that. However,
Well, that was
saying
my point.
yeah,
You
saying
do
that
it if
it's
you want
not.
to.
Yeah, but saying that it's not worth the effort. I mean, I had a blast. If you have an imagination, you could go wild. I had a blast in Fallout 4. I really did. I
But
really
Joe,
enjoyed it.
I'm going to agree with them. It's not worth the effort as far as it makes no difference in the game.
Okay, I got you.
Are you going to agree or disagree? We can disagree. It's fine. We disagreed on one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you don't access that part of the game, you're losing out.
I agree. I agree with
So
that. Absolutely.
that's why I feel like it is worth the effort.
All right. Well, I'm going to say you disagree with it then. All right. Number 3.
Yeah.
They are bad at speech checks. And I will say this, Bethesda speech checks are different in every game. You can go back to Oblivion,
Yeah.
the crazy speech checks in Oblivion, but the speech checks are different in every Bethesda game. I don't think they've settled on that. They just can't find what they want to do with a speech check.
Yeah.
I think they were a little bit better in Starfield, in my
I did
opinion.
enjoy it in Starfield. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I Fallout 4, if you had a charisma of a 10, you just passed every single one.
Yeah,
So Fallout 4 was incredibly, incredibly easy.
you were Superman in Fallout 4. It didn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once
So
you pass if you beat the Death Claw, the first Death Claw, you were Superman after that.
yeah.
You had
Yeah.
power armor, you were Superman. It didn't
I
matter.
know.
So I would tend to agree that they really
I agree.
haven't settled on a speech check, but I did like the one in Starfield. I really did. All right, number
Mhm.
2. I don't get there. Number 2, traveling across the maps is tiring. I didn't get it when I read it, but listen to this.
Okay.
The lack of efficient transportation means large time spent walking, and then they say up mountains. Ha ha ha. And of
Yeah.
course, I thought of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are they griping that you have big maps?
I think
What's the alternative? I mean, exploring the worlds is some of the best part.
yeah, I think you need to give I think it would be great to have an option whether to um, to ride on something like
Well, you
a
have the
vehicle.
cart. You have the carts in Skyrim for fast travel early in the game.
And yeah, I'm not even talking about fast travel. Like even for like exploring, I know that you could ride
For
a horse. There's
exploring.
horses.
Yeah.
Like there's horses, so that's really great.
The
More
new
so, I guess I'm talking
the
about.
new Rev 8 in Starfield.
Yeah, I guess I'm more so talking about Fallout. I wish there was some kind of a vehicle in Fallout. Now, being that there is in Starfield, there will be in the next Fallout game for sure. But
You're gonna be able to fix up motorcycles. I can already see it. I
yeah,
can already
it's gonna
see
be
it.
so much fun. So but then again, I also do like traveling on foot. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to disagree with that
Joe, Fallout
personally.
5. We're gonna be able to fix motorcycles and cars and trucks
That'd
and
be great.
yep.
I'd
Yep.
love that.
That's awesome. So we
Yeah,
disagree with
yeah.
that. All right. The last one, and then I've got a couple of my own, and I'm gonna see if you've got any. The last one of theirs is that Bethesda RPGs are better without the companions going along with you. And their excuses for that is they have shoddy AI, they fall behind, and they attack the wrong people at the wrong times. I will say this. I go without a companion a lot of times in Starfield because they will if you're a stealth build, they will give you away really quick if you're trying to pick people off. Once you start
Mhm.
shooting, they just they just go out in the
Yeah,
open and start firing. They don't care about being stealthy.
yeah. I don't really use companions either. Now, Fallout 3 scarred me when Dogmeat died in Fallout 3. That broke my heart. And then I was I think I was a bad guy too, because I wanted I'm gonna stutter if I say his name, so I'm not saying it. Begins with a J over Megaton.
Yeah, I got you.
I wanted him, but you need a really low karma in order to have him. So I made my karma lower. That was some work. I went and I got him, and then he dies. He
Yeah,
dies like in a metro, and that broke my heart. So I really New Vegas. I know it's not a BGS game, but it's a Bethesda RPG. It
it
is.
is. Mm-hmm.
New Vegas was your companions did not die if you weren't playing on hardcore mode. That is.
Yeah, why did they change Skyrim? If I remember right, your companions can die. Because I remember Lydia dying, and I got upset. Fallout 3, like you said, they can die, and then all of a sudden they changed it. Fallout 4 companions can't die.
Yeah.
Starfield companions can't die. I think it's much more immersive when you have to watch your companion to make sure they don't die.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking though. It
But
makes me sad.
why did they change that?
I don't know.
That's a
I don't know.
great part of an RPG. I
Yeah.
guess because in Fallout 4 they changed it where the companions have such a backstory. It's such a big part of the game. They couldn't allow the companions to die and lose that much content of the game. I guess is what it was.
That's actually true.
Hmm.
I could see that. I could see that for sure.
I bet you
I
that's what it was.
so I guess I do agree. I guess I agree
I agree with
with
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you mine, and I've got two, but they're really the same one. And I'm gonna see if you've got any for Bethesda. I cannot believe they didn't put it in their top 10 because that's all their 10.
Yeah.
Not enough choices. If Bethesda is plagued
Mm,
with anything in their RPGs, they don't do choice. You look at an Obsidian game, you look at New Vegas, and the second one, like I said, they're together, is not enough consequences, which goes into from choices.
yeah.
Why has Bethesda not? I mean, granted, it's harder to do a game that way because then games have multiple splitting endings and all that. You've got to write more content. But why has
Mhm.
Bethesda not learned to do choices by now?
I don't know. It's a great question.
They say they listen to fans, and fans scream for
Yeah.
choices.
I know. I know. I don't know. I wish we did have more like, choice and consequence
They
within the game.
they
I think
give
that they lack
choices.
it.
They give choices that don't matter. They give choices that you wind up in the same exact position no matter what choice you made. It's the illusion of choice is what Bethesda gives you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I agree. As far as
Yeah,
what I
Joe
think
agrees
should
with me.
what I think should be on that list, I don't know.
Yeah, do you have any?
I mean, of course I want vehicles. Um, Not really. Not off the top of my head, I do not.
All right. Well, let's look back. I want to hear you guys what y'all think about all these, and if there's any more that you have about things we have to admit about Bethesda RPGs. We agreed, Joe. Me and you agreed anyway about
Yeah.
all of them but two. But we disagreed with them on the main quest line thing. We agreed with
Hmm.
them that there's far too many fetch quests. We agreed with them that the combat needs to be better. Me and you disagreed that there's still too many bugs, and that's because of your Starfield thing. And my heart breaks for you on that. Oh man,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. We both disagreed with them on the DLCs. I think Bethesda does great DLCs. And by the way, I even liked the Starfield DLC that's out now. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I promise I won't.
Yeah, we disagreed with them about the stealth. I think they're doing pretty good in stealth. The other thing we disagreed on that building isn't worth the effort. I wished that Bethesda would. I love the building system. Don't get me wrong, but I wish Bethesda would integrate that building system more into the game. I think they had the right idea in Fallout 4.
Uh, I
My
think they did
opinion on
too.
Fallout 4 is, and this is just my opinion, and for what it's
Yeah, give
worth,
your opinion.
the saying. I think when you put up the beacon that asked for the followers to come, I think the followers came way too fast. It was like every time you put up a beacon, one follower would come and then all of a sudden 20 would show up at your place. And it was like you had, six or seven places that had 20 followers. You didn't know what to do with them. I think it
Yeah.
I think if it was a slower progression and then you could assign them to do more when they
Mm.
came. If you have done the mod Sim Settlements, I love that to where you can kind of assign them and they actually work and build up the settlement on their own. I think that's a great thing.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that they should add that into their next game.
And I honestly wished it would come into some part of the end game, like you had to build up the settlements to get enough resources or something to go against the castle or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. And we're all entitled to our opinions.
Yes. But anyway, do you have anything else to say about Bethesda's RPGs, Joe? Do you think they're going in the right direction or wrong direction? I will say this. I think they went in the right, and people are going, the comments are going to go crazy over this one. I think they went in the right direction with Starfield, even though
Uh-huh.
there's definitely some glaring problems with Starfield. In other words, I love the deeper RPG things. I hope they stay with that with the Elder Scrolls. I hope they don't get scared away with that.
Yeah.
I hope you know what I mean. So just because Starfield didn't succeed, I hope they stay with the deeper RPGs. In fact, I want them to go deeper. I want it to be more immersive. I want the Elder Scrolls to be more immersive. And I still can't wait for the Elder Scrolls.
I can't, man. I'm so excited for it. I want to play Skyrim. You know, I want to play Skyrim again in the worst way.
My baby's wanting out.
Oh, oh hey,
This
dog.
this is
Oh,
actually my wife's baby. This is Candy Cane.
hey, Candy
So
Cane.
Candy Cane is putting an end to the podcast. Well, Joe, it
Oh,
has
Candy
been
Cane.
amazing. I love doing these podcasts with you. Please make sure and put your comments down below what y'all think about the things that we went over today. Shout it out because, hey, Todd says he listens to these things, and I believe he does. If y'all are not subscribed to Joey Caps Gaming, please do. The link for his channel is down below. Also, as you can see by his hat and by his propaganda behind him, he is a he is a Yankee fan, and he has a Yankee channel that is called The Shift. And that channel is doing amazing, and the link for that one is down in the description below. So
Thank
please
you.
go
Thank
down
you.
and subscribe to Joey Caps and The Shift as well. Joe, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here, and let's do
Of
this
course.
again.
Thank you, Ken. Of course.
I am the King Fan Man. He is Joey Caps. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.